Man, there are some games you play for a few minutes and just drop, but then there are others that grab you and pull you in completely. So I picked out 20 open world games you absolutely need to play right now. Seriously, stop whatever you're doing and go play them. You might not get another chance. These are true masterpieces, and if you skip them, you'll be that one person saying, "Oh, I never played that one." Let's jump into the list. Just Cause 3? You know how some games just don't care about logic? They just want you to have fun? Just Cause 3 is exactly that. It's pure chaos in the best way possible. The moment you take control of Rico Rodriguez, you know what you're getting into. Explosions, wingsuits, grappling hooks, and that insane satisfaction of watching an entire military base blow up because of you. There's nothing subtle about it, and that's what makes it amazing. You can tether a soldier to a propane tank and send him flying, or glide across the island's coastline like a superhero with a rocket launcher. It's ridiculous, but in a way that feels so freeing. Sometimes you don't want deep storytelling, you just want to mess around and cause mayhem. And the world of Medici, gorgeous, like absurdly beautiful. It's this bright, sun-soaked Mediterranean paradise that you'll probably set on fire by accident within 5 minutes. I remember one time I tried to just explore. 10 minutes later, I was hijacking a fighter jet and bombing an oil rig. That's Just Cause 3 in a nutshell. Chaos finds you even when you're not looking for it. 2. Atomfall. Atomfall really surprised me. It's not one of those big, flashy releases everyone's talking about, but man, it's got atmosphere. It's like someone took the eerie mystery of Fallout and dropped it into the English countryside after a nuclear disaster. Everything feels off, quiet, like the world ended, but nobody told the birds. The best part is how uncomfortable it makes you. Not in a bad way, but that kind of eerie curiosity that keeps you exploring. You'll walk into a house, see a dinner table still set for a family that never came back, and suddenly you're building a story in your head. That's what hooked me. It doesn't hand you everything. You piece things together as you go, and that makes every discovery more personal. I love games that let you feel the world instead of just showing it to you, and Atomfall nails that. It's quiet, creepy, and weirdly beautiful. It's not about shooting everything you see. It's about soaking in that post-apocalyptic loneliness that somehow feels peaceful. It's the kind of game that stays with you after you turn it off. 3. Far Cry 5. There's something special about Far Cry 5. It's chaotic, funny, terrifying, and beautiful all at once. Hope County looks like a peaceful slice of Montana. Tall trees, blue skies, rivers, perfect for fishing. But then you realize the whole place is controlled by a cult. And not the kind that hands out pamphlets, the kind that straps dynamite to cars and calls it divine cleansing. Joseph Seed, the father, might be one of the most chilling villains in gaming. The guy's so calm, so sure he's saving the world, that you almost start to believe him. Every time he shows up, you know something insane is about to happen. But what I love most is how unpredictable everything is. You'll be driving down a quiet dirt road, enjoying the view, and suddenly a bear, a plane, and a truck full of cultists all decide you're their problem. And even with all that madness, the game gives you space to breathe. You can fish, hunt, fly, or just walk around and take in the world. It's that perfect balance, freedom, tension, and chaos all blended together. Far Cry 5 doesn't take itself so seriously, and that's why it's so damn fun. Number 4, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Guys, I know this list is about PlayStation games, but there's no way I could leave out a game as incredible as Breath of the Wild. I still remember the exact moment I started playing it. You walk out of that cave, the camera pans out, and boom, the entire world is right there, waiting for you. It's one of those moments you never forget. There's no long tutorial, no one telling you what to do. You just exist in this world, and somehow that makes it magical. Every mountain you see, you can climb. Every strange rock formation probably hides something. You experiment, test,
fail, and the game rewards you for it. Once, I accidentally set an entire field on fire while trying to cook meat, and instead of getting frustrated, I laughed because that's the beauty of this game. Everything reacts naturally. What impresses me most is the calm it brings. You can spend hours just exploring, cooking, gliding through the skies, or chasing a horse across the fields. There's this peaceful, almost meditative vibe that you don't find anywhere else. Then, out of nowhere, lightning strikes and chaos returns. It's unpredictable, but always magical. Breath of the Wild isn't just one of the best open-world games, it's one of the best experiences a game can offer. It doesn't just give you a world, it lets you live inside it.
Number 5, Dying Light. Man, Dying Light is one of those games that grabs you from the first night. The moment the sun sets and you realize the streets belong to something way worse than just zombies, that's when the real fun begins. It's not about hiding or sneaking quietly. It's about running for your life while trying not to scream out loud. The parkour system? Absolute genius. Climbing rooftops, leaping between buildings, kicking a zombie straight off a ledge, it never gets old. I swear there's this perfect flow to it. You get into that rhythm where every jump feels like survival, every fall feels like your heart's dropping too. And the day-night cycle, bro, it changes everything. During the day, you feel brave, maybe even overconfident. And then night hits, and suddenly you're praying that safe house is just one rooftop away. It's the kind of tension that keeps you glued to the screen. What makes Dying Light special isn't just the gameplay. It's that sense of desperation mixed with freedom. You're terrified, but you can still choose how you fight back. And that's the addictive part. I've lost entire nights thinking just one more mission. Spoiler, it's never one more.
6. Days Gone. Man, Days Gone didn't get the recognition it deserved when it first came out. I know it had its issues at launch, but they fixed the game, and not giving it a chance now is almost a crime. Because honestly, it's one of the best open-world survival games I've ever played. You play as Deacon St. John, a biker trying to survive after the world's gone to hell. And it's not just about shooting freakers, that's what they call the zombies. It's about loneliness, exhaustion, and those small human moments that somehow still matter. There's something incredibly satisfying about fixing your bike, filling up the tank, and just hitting the road. The sound of the engine, the rain on the asphalt, the forest around you. It's beautiful, but brutal at the same time. And when you see a horde, not a handful of zombies, but a wall of them charging right at you, your brain just shuts off and instinct takes over. What really hooked me wasn't even the action. It was the heart. Deacon's story feels personal. He's broken, angry, but still holding on to hope. Every camp, every survivor, every ride adds another layer to that journey. Days Gone isn't a game you rush through. It's a game you live in. You ride, you fight, you struggle, and when the credits roll, all you want is one more road to travel. One of the best open-world experiences I've ever had.
Seven, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Man, Odyssey is the kind of game that makes you forget time exists. You start it thinking you'll just play for an hour, and then suddenly it's 4 a.m. and you're deep in ancient Greece, climbing a statue of Zeus just because you can. I still think Odyssey has one of the most beautiful worlds ever made. The sea, the mountains, the cities, it's jaw-dropping. But what makes it shine is how alive everything feels. The dialogues, the choices, the naval battles. It's not just an Assassin's Creed game, it's an entire life you're living. And picking between Alexios or Cassandra adds that personal touch. Cassandra, for me, was the perfect mix of power and charm. I couldn't get enough of her sarcasm and confidence. The story's packed with twists, myths, gods, and politics, and somehow it all works perfectly. There's this mix of freedom and direction that hits just right. You can explore endlessly, but every quest feels like it matters. And when you start diving into those mythological side stories, fighting Medusa or the Minotaur, That's when it clicks. This game is something special. Odyssey doesn't just let you play history, it makes you live it.
8. Mad Max. Man, Mad Max is one of the most underrated games ever. Seriously, hardly anyone talks about it, and that's just wrong. It's the kind of game that has weight, grit, and soul. The sound of sand hitting your car, the heat warping the air, the crushing silence of the desert. It's the apocalypse done right. Driving through that endless wasteland, scavenging for scraps, upgrading your car, the legendary magnum opus taps into something primal. You start caring about your car like it's your only friend, and honestly, it kind of is. What's most impressive is how the game makes you feel the loneliness of that world, but in a beautiful way. It's the kind of solitude that pulls you in and makes you think. You find ruins, wrecks, remnants of a forgotten past, and somehow it all feels meaningful. The combat is brutal, the chases are intense, and every explosion feels earned. I remember standing on top of a cliff once, just watching a sandstorm roll in. It was terrifying and breathtaking at the same time, and that's exactly what Mad Max nails, that contrast between violence and emptiness. If you want to know what true survival in a dying world feels like, no zombies, just dust and desperation, Mad Max delivers, and it delivers hard.
9. Fallout 4. Man, Fallout 4 was one of those games I didn't expect much from at first, but it completely surprised me in the best possible way. The world is total chaos, radiation everywhere, people have crazy, mutants all around, and somehow it still feels like home. You wake up after a nuclear war and everything you once knew is gone. What's left is this destroyed version of Boston and the total freedom to rebuild it your own way. What I love the most is that constant feeling of discovery. Every building hides a story, every stranger could become a friend or an enemy, and every small decision changes something. You're not just surviving here, you're rewriting the world, bullet by bullet, choice by choice. And the crafting and settlement system, at first I thought it was pointless. And then suddenly I found myself spending hours fixing walls and placing chairs in a base no one but me would ever visit. That's when I realized the magic. Fallout 4 makes you care about a broken world as if it were your own. The companions also make the journey unforgettable, especially Dogmeat. No matter how many times I play it, the moment that dog shows up, I'm instantly attached. Fallout 4 is chaos, emotion, and freedom, all wrapped up in a single post-apocalyptic masterpiece.
10. Red Dead Redemption 2. Man, where do I even start? Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. The detail, the atmosphere, the way the world breathes around you, it's like you're living inside a movie. You're Arthur Morgan, part of a gang watching their old world crumble, and it hits deep. The first time I rode through the open plains at sunset, I swear I just stopped and stared. The way the light hits the mountains, the way your horse moves, it's pure art. And the riding, man, it's on another level. Arthur isn't just a cowboy. He's a man trying to figure out who he really is when everything he stood for starts falling apart. Every mission feels like a memory. Whether it's robbing a train, helping a stranger on the road, or just sitting around the campfire, it all feels real. You start caring about everyone, even the ones you didn't like at first. By the end, it's not just a story, it's an experience. It stays with you long after the credits roll. Red Dead 2 is the kind of game that reminds you why you love gaming in the first place. It's emotional, it's breathtaking, and it's straight up unforgettable. Number 11. Sleeping Dogs. Now, this is one of those hidden gems that too many people slept on. Sleeping Dogs takes that open world crime formula we've seen a million times and flips it into something way more personal. You play as Wei Shen, an undercover cop in Hong Kong, and the story is wild. You're constantly stuck between loyalty and survival, and every mission feels like it's pushing you closer to the edge. The combat is easily one of the best parts. Forget just shooting. We're talking brutal, hand-to-hand brawls, bone-cracking punches, and environmental takedowns that make you wince. Throwing someone into an air conditioner mid-fight never gets old. But what really makes Sleeping Dogs special is the atmosphere. The neon lights, the rain-soaked streets, the food stalls. The city feels alive in a way most games can't match. You can literally smell the noodles and hear the chaos of the night markets. It's got action, emotion, and style, and it never tries too hard. It's just effortlessly cool. If you missed it back in the day, trust me, fix that mistake. Sleeping Dogs deserves your time.
12. Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn completely blew my mind the first time I played it. You start thinking it's just another open world game, and then suddenly you realize, wait, these are robot dinosaurs. Like, who even came up with that idea? And the craziest part, it works perfectly. You play as Aloy, and she's easily one of the best protagonists ever. Smart, strong, curious, and she doesn't take nonsense from anyone. The world is stunning. Lush forests, snow-covered mountains, ancient ruins overtaken by nature. The combat is incredibly satisfying. You can't just rush in swinging, you have to plan every shot, every trap. Taking down a massive Thunderjaw feels like slaying a dragon using nothing but strategy and patience. But the game isn't just about fighting machines, it's about understanding why they exist. The mystery behind the world, the old civilization, and Aloy's connection to it all, it's storytelling done right. In the end, you're not just exploring a world, you're uncovering humanity's greatest mistake. And somehow, it's hope too. Horizon Zero Dawn was a game I had left aside for a while, but when I finally played it, I regretted not doing it sooner.
Number 13, Batman Arkham Knight. Alright, so let me just say this. Arkham Knight made me feel like Batman more than any other game ever could. Not just because of the gadgets or the Batmobile, but because of how heavy it feels to be him. Gotham is drowning in chaos, every villain's on the loose, and somehow you're the one keeping it together. It's dark, it's emotional, and it's pure Batman energy from start to finish. I know people love to hate on the Batmobile, but honestly, once you get used to it, it's awesome. Blasting through Gotham's rain-soaked streets, chasing tanks and pulling off tight turns, man, that's peak superhero stuff right there. What really hits, though, is the story. It's not just about stopping bad guys, it's about Bruce Wayne himself. You see him breaking down, questioning everything, and that makes it feel human. The hallucinations, the guilt, the fear, it's also personal. The city looks alive too. The neon lights, the storms, the reflections. It's easily one of the most atmospheric games ever made. When I finished it, I just sat there like, wow. It's the perfect goodbye to one of the best trilogies in gaming history. If you've ever wanted to be Batman, not just play as him, this is the one.
14. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. This game is basically mandatory for anyone who loves open-world games. It's not just an open world, it's an open life. You can be whoever you want, a hero, a thief, a wizard, a werewolf, or just that crazy guy who steals every piece of cheese in a village for no reason at all. There's no right way to play, and that's what makes it timeless. The first time I heard a dragon roar echoing through the mountains, I literally stopped and looked up like it was real. Then you draw your sword, shout Fus Roda, and that's it, you're hooked. Every cave, every NPC, every random quest, it all feels like part of a living world. You start one mission, and 3 hours later, you're on the other side of the map doing something completely different. Skyrim doesn't point you in a direction, it just throws you into this world and says, go on, make your own story. And the soundtrack? Goosebumps every single time. Even after all these years, no other game has captured that feeling of epic adventure quite like Skyrim. It's the true definition of just one more quest, and suddenly it's 3 a.m.
15.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Man, this game is a full experience. Trust me, it's one of the most complete open-world games ever made. The Witcher 3 has one of the best stories ever written in an open-world setting. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a tough monster hunter who somehow ends up being one of the most human and relatable characters in gaming. What also makes the game special is the writing. Every side quest feels meaningful. You're not just doing generic tasks, you're uncovering deep emotional stories that stay with you. One quest might make you laugh, and the next could absolutely break your heart. And the choices? Man, they really matter. Sometimes there's no right answer, just consequences you have to live with. The world itself is insane. From lush forests to war-torn villages, everything feels alive. You can almost smell the mud and feel the wind on your face. And don't even get me started on the soundtrack. It's pure magic. And then there's the bond between Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer. It gives the game an emotional core that hits hard. It's dark, mature, and honest. If you want a fantasy game that truly respects your intelligence, The Witcher 3 is the one.
"16. Dragon's Dogma 2. This game is something else. Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't hold your hand or make things easy. It just throws you into this wild, dangerous world and says, good luck out there. And somehow, that's exactly what makes it amazing. The combat is where it really shines. Climbing onto a griffin mid-flight and stabbing it while it's trying to throw you off? Pure adrenaline. Every fight feels unpredictable, intense, and incredibly fun, not some scripted boss battle. In the pawn system? Genius! Having these AI companions that learn from your playstyle makes the whole adventure feel dynamic. Sometimes they're clever, sometimes a bit clumsy, but they always keep things interesting. The world itself feels real, like a true medieval fantasy land where danger can come from anywhere. No glowing markers everywhere, no constant tutorials, just exploration, mystery, and risk. Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't grab your attention with flashy stuff. It earns it by challenging you. And when you finally take down that massive monster after 10 minutes of chaos, that's when you realize this game is a true love letter to real adventure.
"17. Ghost of Tsushima. Man, Ghost of Tsushima is perfect. When I got this game for my birthday, I didn't know the person who gave it to me had such great taste. Seriously, every frame could be a wallpaper. But it's not just about beauty, it's about soul. You play as Jin Sakai, a samurai caught between honor and survival. And that conflict, it hits deep. You feel every decision. There's something special about how the game balances peace and chaos. One moment you're riding through golden fields with the wind guiding you, and the next you're slicing through Mongol soldiers in slow motion, drenched in rain and fire. It's cinematic in a way few games ever manage. What makes it stick with you is how personal it feels. The duels, those one-on-one sword fights, aren't just battles, they're stories. Every enemy feels like someone with weight and presence. And the way the game lets you switch between being a samurai and a ghost, that freedom is so satisfying. And dude, the music, the wind, the sunsets, they hit your emotions in a way that makes you stop playing just to take it all in. It's one of those rare games that makes you fall in love with gaming all over again. If you've ever wanted to feel what honor and loss truly mean, Ghost of Tsushima delivers that and much more. "18. Elden Ring. I have to admit, I was really scared and anxious when I was thrown into Elden Ring's open world. It's not just a game, it's a journey. Elden Ring doesn't care if you're ready. It just throws you into this massive, terrifying world. And that's exactly why it's so unforgettable. The first time I saw the Erd tree glowing in the distance, I thought, there's no way I can actually get there. But you can. And you will. And that's the beauty of the game. Every mountain, castle, or swamp you see is explorable, and every step feels earned. Yeah, it's hard, painfully hard at times, but that's what makes victory so sweet. Defeating a boss after dying 20 times, that's not frustration, that's growth. It's you getting better, one fight at a time. And the world building, man, it's breathtaking. There's no one guiding you. No, hey, go here. You just piece things together like an archaeologist in a cursed land. You feel lost, small, and completely amazed. It's one of those games that reminds you why open worlds exist. Not to fill the map with icons, but to make you wonder what's out there. If you have patience and courage, Elden Ring will reward you in ways you never expected.
19. Marvel's Spider-Man. I've always been a fan of Spider-Man games, ever since the Nintendo days and later on PlayStation. I swear, Spider-Man is pure joy in game form. There's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, like swinging through New York at sunset, the city glowing beneath you, that music kicking in. You just can't help but smile. It's freedom. It's fun. It's Spider-Man. What surprised me the most wasn't the gameplay, which, by the way, is incredibly smooth, but the story. Peter Parker feels real here. You see him struggle, fail, keep going, and that's what being Spider-Man is all about. It's not just about saving the city, it's about sacrificing yourself for it. And man, the combat is amazing. Punches, webs, dodges, everything flows like a dance. You feel powerful, but never invincible. The upgrades keep things fresh, but even after hours, just swinging around the city never gets old. It's the kind of game that makes you feel like a kid again, like you're part of something bigger. And that ending, it hits right in the heart. If you've ever loved superheroes even a little bit, this one is a must play. 20. Hogwarts Legacy. Some of you might hate me for this, but I was never really a Harry Potter fan. In fact, I kinda hated it. Sorry for saying that. I was really hesitant to play it, but after a lot of insistence from friends, I finally tried it. Hogwarts Legacy completely shattered my low expectations and sent them soaring. Walking through the castle halls, hearing the portraits talk, seeing the candles float in the Great Hall, it's so immersive. What really won me over, though, is the freedom. You're not just following Harry's story, this is your story. You create your own wizard, pick your house, and explore this massive, living world full of secrets. Every classroom, every forest path feels like it's hiding something just for you to find. The combat surprised me too. It's not just waving a wand around. It's fast, flashy, and surprisingly tactical. Mixing spells, combos, and dodges feels amazing. And flying on a broom for the first time, pure goosebumps. Even if you're not the biggest Harry Potter fan, the world itself is enchanting enough to pull you in. It's one of those games that just makes you happy to exist in its world.
So yeah, these open world games aren't just about big maps, they're about moments. The ones that stick with you long after you've turned off the console. Whether it's the wind in Tsushima, the chaos of Just Cause, or the magic of Hogwarts, these worlds are worth getting lost in. So, which one's your favorite? Let me know. And hey, if you haven't played some of these yet, you've got a lot of exploring to do.